Hey, hey, don't miss the play. Flurry Sports will save your day. Cracking jokes with sports insight. Zach and Jake, they get it right. Fuck yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the Flurry Sports Podcast Season 11 debut premiere. How's it going? Jake Osman, Zach Bruner, back again on the quest, on the hunt for a podcast award. We are often nominated, never the winner, but this is the season. I think we've had the summer of love, Jake. We've had the summer of games, which was this past summer, playing a lot of games. Similar to the summer of love, but you know, it is what it is. This season, season 11, I don't know what the theme is yet, but I do think it will end with us hoisting some sort of award, you know, whether we have to create it ourselves or not.
Yeah, self-nominated. It's good to be back, people. Can I say this is the most excited I've ever been for one of our football seasons? Just feel like everything's lining up.
It's a fun season, I think, both college and NFL. I think this is going to be a really fun season.
So I didn't know if we were going to bring up college, but it's been a big weekend.
Well, I mean, how's it feel? Your school's already out. You have the playoff hunt.
Well, here's what I'd like to say. Committee. You're going to count losses that didn't happen on continental soil? That's literally, it's never going to happen again.
That's true. Also, week 0. If we're going to keep calling it week 0, we need to start, like, it shouldn't count against the record, to be honest. Make that week 1. What's the harm in adding, I don't know, if it's a 12-week season, what's the harm in adding 13th week instead of starting at 0? It's so stupid.
By the way, you're going to send one college football game overseas. You want to pick a rivalry. You picked Farmageddon? You took them off the farm? Mm-hmm. It's the whole thing. I was like, these are the two fan bases you thought would travel. They didn't even get the right Kansas State flag. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
There was a bar, I think a couple Irish bars that had flags up for the games, and they had the Iowa State University flag up, but they must have clearly Googled Kansas State flag, but state must have been lower capital because it was not the K-State flag. It was it was Kansas's state flag and awesome. The Iowa State flag, which I think you can't, that's why we lost.
Probably. I mean, that's sort of cheaty, I think. I don't like that. But also, like, if we're trying to grow the sport, right? That's the whole point in doing an international game. We need K-State there. We need Iowa State there. I mean, what are we talking about?
It is, you know what this might be the season of? This might be Wildcat Fall, dude. I don't know if you're following what's happening in Pittsburgh, people, but it's looking good for our boys, for Skylar Thompson and Will Howard.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, Will Howard has been injured, I think, the entire time. Skylar Thompson, I can only assume was cut today unfairly, but he has been balling out. He has been outstanding without any sort of irony, like no hint of irony. He's been very good. Some say maybe he's the Aaron Rodgers replacement when it's all said and done. You never know.
The report is that Skylar Thompson is going to make the team, could be a trade candidate.
Damn right he could be. Every team wants him. Yeah. I can only assume that means Will Howard's going on the PUP list because they're not cutting Mason off. Okay.
IR's report. But which I will say, in the nicest way possible, that's like the third best outcome. Like, you know, like there's a world like he got cut. Like they just watched him and they're like, actually you don't got it. So another year.
Hey, don't give him a chance. Never know. Aaron Rodgers could tear his Achilles on play 4 again. Then who are you turning to? Are you turning to Mason Rudolph? Or are you turning to Blazing Skylar Thompson? The dude, he lights up a field. What can we say? He's a Mike Tomlin guy.
Yeah. There is, this is a segment we can't do today. I mean, we could, but I feel like it deserves more research.
Okay.
Ranking the quarterback rooms around the NFL is something I think needs to be done. And I think sneaky sensational is the Steelers locker room full of mediocre white men.
interesting conversations happening in that quarterback room for sure.
Oh, like Mason Rudolph being like the second guy there. Wild.
I just had an idea for a segment. I think this is what we're going to start season 11 off with, Jake. Okay, are you ready?
Ready.
So have you seen the TikTok trend of blind ranking people?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 quarterbacks, okay?
Okay.
And you have to blind rank them according to who you would most want to share a beer with. Okay? So, and they will all be they won't all be starters. I might throw some curveballs in there. All current NFL players though, okay?
Okay.
So 1 through 10, 1 being you definitely want to share a beer with them. Everybody remembers you've already shared a beer with Skylar Thompson, probably several.
We were at the same bar. Let's not, I was there, he was there, shared a beer.
Yeah. Hey, well, he wasn't drinking a beer against you, so he was drinking a beer with you,
Yeah. Whatever it was called. Oh man, now I'm not going to remember, but it's Manhattan, Kansas Special Old Milwaukee Pineapple Juice.
Ugh.
It was great. It was not
great. That's an actual that's a thing there.
I wish I could remember what it's called right now, but it has a name, and they were like, yeah, it's a beer nobody drinks, and it's an Old Milwaukee and pineapple juice. Yeah.
That's disgusting. Okay. 1 through 10. Let's start with, I can't start with Skylar Thompson. He won't be on the list since he's already, this is the Skylar Thompson rankings is what we're calling this, obviously. So let's start with Drake May.
Well, he's got to be lower on the list because I always think he's JJ McCarthy, which,
Fair.
is lower. He strikes me a little bit like what do we kind of talk about, but not terrible. So I'm going to say 8. I think pretty low.
Okay.
Drake May. Don't want a beer.
Yeah, no, don't want to share a beer with Drake May. That's quite interesting. Let's go with someone everybody hates because he's athletic, but then he's handsome as well. It's not fair. Let's go with Jalen Hurts.
Oh, how high do I put this?
Interesting.
He seems like, in terms of a beer, like, it seems very chill. Like, I feel like if I am not a dick, he's not a dick. That's my read on Jalen Hurts. The only thing that stops him from being tippy top is I don't see him as a beer guy.
Ooh, that's very fair. He's definitely drinking wine. Yeah. He's not a beer guy. You
don't get quads like that from beer,
Unfortunately not.
No, I mean, yeah, correct. Otherwise, if hams were like Krabby Patties, I'd be built, dude. They'd be in my hips. And they are, but in a different way. I'm gonna say 4.
4. Okay, pretty high, top half.
Yeah.
Now we'll go with the opposite. If Jalen Hurts has Riz, this guy does not. It's the opposite side. We'll go Brock Purdy.
Okay. I would rather have a beer with Brock Purdy than Drake May for sure.
Okay.
We could just Big 12 it up,
That's true.
I could get through a beer with a little Big 12 talk. So, or just George Kittle stories. So for that reason, I'm going to leave a little window and I'm going to say he's 6.
6. Okay. Not bad. Pretty in the middle.
Yeah.
Let's go down south. I know everyone knows I hate this guy. So maybe you don't though. We'll go Tua.
I mean,
he might like that pineapple juice thing from Hawaii. Never know.
Yeah.
We have an echo, Randy. How do we have an echo?
I kind of hear an echo too, but I think it's on my end. It might be my audio. I'm setting it up a little bit.
Randy, let me know if I'm echoing or if Jake's echoing.
Okay. How's that? Is that a little better?
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything, so I'm very interested.
Let's find out. Last time I set up my microphone, it was for a duo podcast with Pete Osmond that's never going to see the light of day because he couldn't reel it in. So
have it be only sound coming at the front of your microphone.
Okay. Let's take a look. It's in the book. Reading Rainbow.
I already listened to it.
What was that?
I listened to our stream. We are not echoing. We're good.
Oh, good. Nice.
Maybe first, we are not anymore.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm listening on my phone.
It's like
we don't echo, but that's hobby.
It's like I hear an echo now. Okay. I'm gonna say, who am I talking about? Oh, Tua. Low. He seems delusional to me. Like,
yeah, no kidding. Senile.
9. There are worse. I'm thinking of one in particular. So I don't want to get stuck with a certain someone too high on my list. So
that's fair. That's fair. Let's go with this guy's interesting to me. I honestly don't know where you'll put him. Matthew Stafford.
High. Very high. Good beer. Oh man, is he the best? Like,
he's close. He's
I think
great.
A really good beer buddy. Because he won't. There are certain people that I'm a little afraid of drinking with because they'd be too good of a hang.
Sure. I don't want to make a new friend, God forbid.
Well, I don't want to give any names. Let me listen. Like, if Lane Johnson was available, okay, great hang. I'm dead. You know? So I'm going to say Matthew Stafford's 2 for me.
2. Okay. You're saving 1. You're saving 10. I see the strategy.
Yeah.
I like the strategy. Let's go with, we don't have any backups yet. So let's go with Mason Rudolph. He has been a polarizing person mostly to people in Cleveland.
I really don't like him. Is he? I have 7 open.
By the way, Randy, in the comments, please verify we're not echoing anymore because I listened to it and we're not. So please let me know. If you're still echoing, refresh, please.
Randy, by the way, I'm just seeing this now, Randy. Rude. You can call this the echo episode? That's brutal, dog. We just got started,
If you think this is echoing and you complain about it, let me tell you, next week we'll have 5 echoes on, and I will be on purpose.
I'm gonna say that
there's no fucking way we're echoing. I just listened to it. Go to YouTube or Twitter. I haven't tried on Twitch. Maybe Twitch is bad.
Thank you, Randy, by the way. I'm gonna say
yes.
I hear a little bit of muffling when we overlap. And if you're listening to this, hang with us. We're figuring it out. I'm gonna say Mason Rudolph is 7.
7. Okay. Not the worst.
I can't give up the 10 spot yet. And I'll reveal at the end if you don't name this guy who I'm saving it for, just in case.
Okay. I think I may have fixed something on my end.
Oh.
That we're echoing on Twitch. Interesting. I'm not sure if it was doing anything, but I just clicked something else just to ensure there's for sure nothing that would echo.
I think
okay.
It sounds a little clearer.
Does it? Okay, cool. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so let's go with the he's on an NFL roster still. He will be out all season long, unfortunately. It's not who you're thinking of, I don't think.
Okay.
Someone worse than who you're thinking of. We'll go with Will Levis.
Oh, that is bad.
I know. Deep, terrible allegations against Will Levis. Can't think of a worse quarterback.
That's bad. Okay, here's the deal. He's not boring, so I'm going to say 5 of the spots left. I believe that is the lowest spot I have remaining. That is not 10.
Okay.
So I'm going to go 5 for Will Levis because at the very least, I think I can get through one of the best nights I've ever had out was with literally the scariest stranger I've ever met. Like me and a date went to a bar. A guy was on the Stevens Point wrestling team, and he was like, "You ever think about I was like, do you like being on the wrestling team?" He goes, "Yeah, sometimes I think about how I could just kill everybody." And I'm like, "Whoa, this is a pretty good night." It's like this is kind of sick. And I think Will Levis would be like, if it wasn't for those interceptions, I could fucking can throw
True,
this
that's
ball
fair.
harder than anyone you've ever seen.
They say about professional athletes, once you start thinking about retirement, you're basically already done. So if you start thinking about you're going to kill a bunch of people, or you could, I think share one beer with a man and see you later. Let's stay strangers.
100%. And that's where I was at. By the way, he then said some very offensive things to some women at the bar. And the person I was with was like, hey, don't do that. And I'm like, hey, let's leave this guy alone. I was like, I agree, but I can't get in a fight with this guy.
No, he already has been thinking about how he would kill people.
Yeah, it's premeditated. I don't,
Yeah, for sure. Luke, see you in the chat. We'll talk through your answer in a second after you tell us if we're echoing. Okay. Thank you. Let's go with one I think you'd be excited about. Let's go with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, very excited. I'm gonna go Baker. I'm gonna go Baker 3. And with that, Zach, I have to take a quick call, but I'll be right back. Okay. I'm gonna go Baker 3, and I feel good.
Great. While Jake is away answering a call for work, I am here. I see a couple different fantasy football questions, so I may as well answer them. So let's start with Luke. Talk me out of going Chase Kamara, Tyreek Hill, full PPR, just so we know, just so everybody knows, Flurry Sports Podcast, we are not usually a fantasy football show, but since I'm solo and Jake is quietly, most likely, I won't air who he's talking to. How about that? Legality reasons, I will be a good co-host here. So talk me out of going Chase, Kamara, Tyreek Hill, full point PPR. I mean, I wouldn't trust Tyreek Hill as my wide receiver 3, so I wouldn't trust him as my wide receiver 2. We know Kamara is not going to be scoring many touchdowns. Not only is the offense potentially worse, but the offensive coordinator run game is going to be worse. He'll catch a decent amount of passes, but they want to limit his workload. It's guillotine, so you want to start hot. Tyreek Hill, very, very iffy for week 1, I would say. I think he's still not practicing with that oblique injury, and, he doesn't want to be there. So I don't know how you would trust Tyreek Hill to start fast. The only hope with Tyreek Hill for me is that he gets traded to a team he wants to play for. And that's it, baby. That's about it. That offensive line's terrible as well, so we'll see if we can get 4 quarters out of Tua this year in the first week of action. Or Chase, Hill, Devontae. I mean, better, but I wouldn't want to go 3 wide receivers in a row. Not for me. Super flex, PPR, redraft. Keeper question from Jacob Thorson. Shout out to you, sir. Lamar, Daniels, or Jamar. League historically drafts quarterbacks late. Keeper question. I assume you keep them same round. Doesn't matter. It's not like you give up the round they were drafted in or something like that from last year. So I would for sure go Jamar. We already have Lamar Jackson battling a foot injury, which I don't love. It sounds like it's not that big of a deal, but maybe he's not 100% week 1. And regardless, could it be something he's going to play through the entire year? It's just enough of a red flag that there's no reason to choose him over the consensus number 1 overall pick. And then Jaden Daniels, I think the only direction to go is down. I don't think he's going to go down very far. I think he's going to be good. Do I think he's going to be any better than he was last year? Probably not. And regardless, league historically drafts quarterbacks late. What's the drop off from somebody like Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, to somebody like Dak Prescott, who I think in a normal league is getting drafted in the 10th round. And in your league, if they're drafting quarterbacks late, could be an 11th or 12th round guy. And I think Dak Prescott's great this year. I think Matthew Stafford's great when he's healthy. I think you can get J.J. McCarthy cheap. I think he's just as good as Sam Darnold. So why can't he be as good as Sam Darnold was last year, So I would for sure go Jamar. No issues whatsoever. And the timing on that is damn near perfect as Jake puts his headphones on, struggling with them, but he does ultimately get them on. Almost fell out of his chair, but he is back.
You saw that, huh? I took a dip.
Hey, what are you going to do? Get a little, flustered. 12 quarterbacks, 5 rounds in the first 5 rounds taken.
It's too many.
That's a lot. You said they historically draft them late. That sounds very early. I'm very confused. Regardless, keep Jamar Chase. Okay. Back to the list. And Jake, you are in a very, very interesting spot.
1 and 2 and 10 open, correct?
No. No, you just put Stafford at 2.
Stafford at 2, Baker at 3. So I have 1 and 10 open.
Yes. And could I set you up? Sure. But I won't.
You won't.
No, I already wrote down the names.
Nice.
So,
Good. Because you could have screwed me here. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And they are two very polarizing people. So
Nice.
we'll see. We'll see where you go. The first one, though, is someone I would love to share beer with, but maybe you have a very different thought process. That's Aaron Rodgers.
And you already have the next name written down too.
Yep.
I regret this. He's not my one, but I'm really scared of the last name you have written down. I feel like the way you've set me up, the next name's worse.
See, it's either the best or the worst. I can tell you the division they play on if you want.
What division does the other person play in?
AFC North.
Oh,
same as Rodgers.
I mean, okay. I think I figured out who it is. Sincerely, he's low. And you did not say the division. I'll say here. Had you said NFC South, this would be a number one. Because I'm not fucking drinking with Kirk Cousins. You can't make me do it. He's the worst one.
The build-up was for Kirk Cousins?
Oh, he's the worst. He's the absolute worst. Not only, yeah. I mean, he's a prude. He's like annoying. It'd be just the worst time. Rodgers would be an interesting drink. Oh man, and now I'm thinking back to like old Rodgers stories of like when he was at St. Norbert's.
Yeah, the frat party.
Yeah, and okay, so out loud, do I hedge my bets in case the next one is Deshaun Watson? Maybe. But I will say that Aaron Rodgers is number 10. And with that, let me see what this call is super quick. This is crazy. I've never had this many calls.
Okay. Jake just put Aaron Rodgers at number 10. And guys, gotta say, that's going to be quite the mistake for Jake because he knows that I set him up because you know what I wrote down for him? I wrote down Browns quarterback because if 10 was open, I mean, I'm not going to give him Deshaun Watson. I'm not going to give him a layup, right? I would give him Joe Flacco. And then he would have been upset by that. But now number 1's open. We're going to make Jake share a beer with Deshaun Watson. And he's not going to like it. It is what it is. You know, that's season 11, the season of setting up your co-host. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Fantasy or not related. Luke, let me know the picks you made that I will absolutely hate. Got to tell you, the names you were already naming, I don't necessarily love, so it will be interesting. James Cook, I'm guessing, and Tyreek. I do hate that if that's the case. Yeah. James Cook is so weird. I've actually, because I was doing some stuff with my rankings today, the entire day was centered around a couple people, and James Cook was one of those people, just trying to convince myself to like him. And there really isn't a good reason to think he's any worse than last year, except now that he has a long-term deal, maybe they move some of his touches and snaps to Ray Davis in order to ensure he plays out that entire contract healthy, right? But regardless, I don't think so. Like, I think he's basically the same player as last year, which was good, right? Like, I spent the entire year not trusting it, but he ended up being pretty good. Let's see where he actually finished. Should be able to bring this up pretty quickly as long as I can type, which is very difficult for me. Okay. Running backs here. We got that standard scoring, PPR. James Cook finished as running back 8. And, you know, he gets the benefit because he only missed 1 week. But averaging nearly 17 points per game, pretty darn good. On a per game basis, he was still worse than people like Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, who all finished lower than him, obviously, for the year. But he was good. Did he have any huge weeks? He was pretty consistently good. He had a couple of weird ones. So I don't hate the pick of James Cook. I just can't imagine that he will ever be on one of my fantasy teams. It's tough with 36 and 37. It gets weird. I just recorded. We can do a little plug. We are going to be doing the best or building a championship draft around each specific first round pick. I have just recorded number 2 with Bijan Robinson. I think the way to do it is to kind of wait at that running back 2 spot if you can. So if you took a Bijan, a legit RB1 right away, I think you do kind of have to wait at RB2 because wide receivers drop off pretty quickly, and then plateau. Whereas running back 2, that tier with James Conner is there. I think Kenneth Walker is there. He's pretty darn low in terms of ADP, in my opinion. Like, you can wait as long as you get a RB2 ahead of that Travion Henderson tier, I think, then I am about it. I like it. And then, wide receiver wise, like they're all kind of the same. Tyreek Hill could be a fantastic pick. It's just there is no indication that's the case so far. And could this all be a smoke screen? Sure. But I don't know why Miami would do that. And I would argue there is any team more dysfunctional at this current moment than the Miami Dolphins, because all 32 teams typically think at this point in the season, hey, if we stay healthy, we can compete for a Super Bowl. We can make a run at this thing. And I think even Cleveland thinks that because they saw how good Jameis Winston was. They saw how Joe Flacco led them to the playoffs before. Everybody's healthy. They've improved their receiving core. Their defense has some, really good players up front. Still have Denzel Ward. I don't know how Miami could even start to believe that. So, boy, I don't know. I don't know about Tyreek Hill. And if they start 1-3 or anything worse than 1-3, Tyreek Hill is going to be an issue in that locker room, to put it lightly. Let's say where they start, because you're saying it's a guillotine league. So how do they start? They start at the Colts. Not bad. Terrible defense. You're good to go. They go home, but they play the Patriots, who I think their defense is legit. I think they're going to be very good, obviously extremely well coached under Vrabel. And then you go to Buffalo, and then you're home to Buffalo on, it looks like Thursday night, and then you have the Jets, potentially a Monday night game. I think that looks like a Monday night game. If they lose prime time to the Jets after losing prime time to the Bills, I think this Dolphins team has all the makings of an implosion, dumpster fire, yada, yada, yada. And also, Miami, I think their weakness of their entire team is their offensive line. The Colts, as bad as they are, I think they can get after the passer. We know the Patriots will get after the passer. We know the Bills will get after the passer. We know the Jets will get after the passer. Then they got Panthers, who knows? Chargers, who knows? Browns certainly will. Falcons, probably not. Then they got the Ravens, the Bills. Commanders are iffy. Like, the Tua's going to get hurt. So, 1, will the passing attack be okay with Quinn Ewers? And 2, does Tua getting hurt change the opinion, the demeanor, the behavior of Tyreek Hill? That's the question. Does Tyreek Hill not want to be there because of Tua? Or does Tyreek Hill not want to be there because of basically everything else? And I don't have the answer. I know I hate Tua. I know I would want to leave because Tua's there. I think Tua sucks. But that's just one man's opinion. Jake just kind of glitched into the screen for me. That's interesting.
I'm back. Well, my screen was off. I mean, this one's my bad. It's totally my bad. Earlier today, I was flipping breakers. There's a breaker key for one building. There's a breaker for another. Apparently, I switched the breaker keys.
That's a good bit.
Yeah, the buildings totally far away from each other. They're like, but of course, my staff are like, "How could this have happened?" And I'm like, "Well, I could immediately tell you what happened because I have one of the breaker keys in my pocket right now."
Yeah, you just wanted a phone call. Just wanted someone to talk to.
Yeah, I really want to get out of ranking this quarterback number one. No, listen, Rodgers is 10. He's not a good hang at this point.
So
I think he would judge what I'm drinking.
Right. I think you're wrong. I think Rodgers, especially the more beers you put in,
okay,
the more stories you get. Because like it's gonna start a little weird, right? Once he gets more beers in him, the alien stories come out, the funny college stories come out. You're not remembering, he's got Marshawn Lynch college stories.
That's so true. I might regret this. Let's find out. But I wanted him 10.
Fair enough. Luke's jumping in the questions. We are talking about quarterbacks to have a beer with. Yes, Gardner Minshew's great, but Jake is blind ranking these. So to go over your rankings to this point, you have number one remaining. So at 2 through 10, Jake has Matthew Stafford, Baker Mayfield, I think a good 2 and 3. We got Jalen Hurts, Will Levis, which I think Will Levis is going to judge you for the beer you drink, and he's going to have the wrong opinion, which is going to be even more frustrating.
There's some people who are so fucking terrible. That'd be great. Yeah.
I mean, he's got bad opinions up the wazoo.
Luke, this is not true. Wait, Rodgers is the best hang of any person on earth right now.
Luke and I are aligned, so we share the same opinion.
I should have picked Hurts one. Like I want a boring night out. Yeah.
Here's the thing with Jalen Hurts. Nobody's perfect. So I think Jalen Hurts has no personality. I think he's probably the most boring person on your list. And that could be good or bad, depending on the person. But I think he's extremely boring.
That's true. Okay. Levis 5. Who'd I put 6? Mason Rudolph.
5. You got Brock Purdy at 6. Mason Rudolph 7. Drake May 8. Tua at 9. Aaron Rodgers at 10. And you have one quarterback ranking left at number 1. Jake, you most would like to share a beer. We all know, we've all said it, with Deshaun Watson. You love him. Tell us why.
Here's my thing.
Okay.
Great stories.
Yeah, maybe.
Things to report.
Illuminating stories.
You know, sometimes you want to drink a beer with somebody you just wouldn't say anything to. And that's how I feel here. We would just drink silently next to each other, and I definitely want to ask him about any massage parlor visits. Okay, can I try and spin this, even though it'd be the worst night of my life? Sure. Just ask him. I would ask him for Bill O'Brien and J.J. Watt stories, and we'd get out of Dodge.
Sure. That's actually a good point.
Vince Wilfork, J.J. Watt, Bill O'Brien, don't talk to me about yourself. Maybe Brian Cushing.
Yeah, Brian Cushing was the other one that came to my mind. I don't think he overlapped with him, but Brian Cushing's in the building. Still, he's there.
Whether you want him to be or not.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So yeah, that's a good call. You also could just wear a wire. You could be a narc. Let's get him to confess. Yeah.
Well, you know what, Zach? Before I get any more goddamn calls, I think it's time to put you on the hot seat. I have a game, and I think it's going to set us up well for the season. Zach.
Sure.
What time of year is it? What season? Huh?
Football season.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm hitting you with questions mid-drink. That's right. It's football season. What else is in the air, Zach? It's back to school season.
Oh, I was going to say pumpkin spice. I already came back, and I am elated. You know, I will be. I don't like soft things except for when it comes to autumn. I will be a basic bitch for autumn. Give me all the pumpkin spice, apple cider. But it is back to school season. Not for me, but for you.
But for me and for JCPenney.
Do they exist still?
Barely. But Zach, I have created what I'm calling the ACTs, or the American Football Cliche Test.
I love it. Okay.
I will be honest with the people. I guarantee you this will be one of the most entertaining things to Zach that I've ever done. I have no idea what this will be like for the audience. This fully could be bad. Like, it could be way too easy. It could be way too hard. but you'll have a good time with it no matter what. Because Zach, I have 10 questions where the answer is based on knowledge of football cliches to solve logic problems like you might find on an ACT or SAT test.
Okay.
So I've designed an example question to give you the gist of it that does not use a sports metaphor, but instead uses a regular commonplace metaphor. So Zach, your first word problem to kind of get in the swing of things as an example would be two birds arrive for breakfast. One arrives at 8 a.m. The second bird arrives at 8:02 a.m. Which bird gets the worm?
The early bird gets the worm.
That's correct, Zach. And that will be how this game is played.
Okay. I'm excited. I do love a good coach cliche.
I think you should get 8 out of 10 of these for a passing grade.
Okay.
I think you're going to want to nail all 10.
Yeah. We're shooting for 100% here.
And I have one that I think might be impossible. So okay. I think if you get more than 9 out of 10, it's really something special. So first one, Zach, this is the question that made me think of this whole game. So without further ado, question 1 of the ACTs, the American Football Cliche Test, is 2 men are playing video games. One is in his basement, the other is in an elevator. Who wins and why?
I'm stumped.
It might be impossible. This game might be so dumb. Chat, you can help. 2 men are playing video games. Okay. One is in his basement. The other is in an elevator. Which man wins and why?
Basement, because low man wins.
Yeah, 100%, Zach. Welcome to the best game of your life, dog.
Okay.
Here we go. All right.
Once you get there, it's like, yeah, obviously low man wins. That's how I faced my entire life.
Isn't that true? Isn't that just a truism that low man wins?
Okay, that is true in any case, as far as I can tell.
Okay. If the tortoise and the hare were football teams, which would have more championships, the tortoise or the hare?
Okay, I have one that comes to my mind, but it doesn't apply perfectly. So maybe, but I think you probably put a square peg in a round hole here.
Talk it through.
I think I would go tortoise would win the most championships. And the reasoning is because defense wins championships.
I mean, Zach, you've nailed it. You've absolutely nailed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Defense wins championships. If I give you 2 options and I says who has more championships, you clearly pick the more defensive option.
Yeah, that's very true. And by the way, most likely the low man in that scenario as well.
Yeah, I did think to myself, like, what can you apply the low man logic to just all of these?
With any fact in life, and maybe that's a segment in the future that we can apply low man wins to like political disputes, anything. Israel, Palestine, I don't know. Potentially.
Who's lower? Altitude. Listen, this is what I'm getting the people ready for because we've got a lot of football coming up.
A lot of football. Yeah, this is to warm you up. Get your mind thinking about how to pick these games correctly.
So Zach's 2 for 2. Question 3. This is a bit of a math problem, Zach, okay?
Okay.
A player's injured. He says he's only feeling like he's playing at 75% today. How much more effort would he have to give before his coach is satisfied?
Okay. So to me, if I'm coaching this kid and he's giving me 75%, I'm very clearly asking him for at least 35% more because I need 110%.
You're 100% right, Zach. Well, you better step up, kid, because I need 110%.
Yeah. You do not have 25% left in you. Give me 35.
Yeah, that's the math of it. 100%.
Keeping it 110.
Yeah, he's got to get to 110. I also like the idea of okay, you subtract. Now I have to add and add. Like I have to get where I was and then dig a little deeper.
Mm-hmm. That is a good math question. I did take math for sure.
There you go.
We're not just sports nerds here. We're math nerds too.
Yeah,
we're nerds. Yeah, true. Good point.
Okay, I think this one is probably the most obvious, but I still had fun writing it. 3 men go to lunch.
Really quick, Luke made a fantastic point. The only reason Napoleon was notable is because low bad wins.
I mean, that's really good, Luke. That's really good. Excellent snipe by you. 3. This is question 4. Zach is 3 for 3. 3 men go to lunch. One carries a bag to lunch. one carries a box, the last carries a pail. Who'd be the best linebacker?
I mean, from the scouting report, it sounds like the one with he's a lunch pail guy. I like that.
He's a lunch pail guy. I mean, it's an easy one, but you got to get the easy ones. You got to scout them.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, I like that they all packed a lunch today, though. It's going to be a long day at practice, and they all decided to bring a lunch. That's good.
And by the way, great example. Bag, 90%. Box, 100%. Pail, 110.
I don't know. Lunchbox might be last for me. I like the lunch bag. It's a humble kid.
That's true. That is true. By the way, I don't understand what a lunch pail guy is. I don't get it. Scrappy.
I think they had like lunch pails working in like the mines and stuff. So okay. I think this just means hard worker.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. We get vague in the middle here. Okay. So
okay.
You're 4 for 4. The players on a winning team realize that they can't find their keys or wallet or anything else they brought with them. Why is that?
The players on the winning team can't find their keys or wallet or anything else
they brought with them. Yeah.
That is because they left it all on the field.
That is because they left it all on the field, okay. Zach. That's right. Does that make sense? They left it all out there.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't have to be the winning side. It's just, as long as you give a winning effort, you leave it all on the field. That's all I can ask for. And that is, again, 110% for sure.
That's correct. Okay, Zach, you are now 5 for 5. You are halfway there.
Okay.
You've not yet hit the one I've deemed impossible, so you're doing really good. Okay?
Fantastic. Okay.
All right, next question.
For that one.
Yeah. As a coach, I offer you 3 items. Your options are a compass, a ruler, or a magnifying glass. Which would be most helpful in measuring success on the football field?
Well, I'm sure there's a reason for all of them. However, we're talking about football, no other sport.
Mm-hmm. Just football.
Okay, well, football is a game of inches, so it would be nice to have a ruler there to really, I mean, that's going to be the difference between winning and losing, between living and dying.
You tell them, dude. 6 inches in front of your face.
Yeah. If you look next to you, you'll see someone willing to live and die for that inch. Love it.
The best scene from the worst movie.
I've never seen the movie, but that scene, that's the only thing I've seen is that scene. And I've at least listened to that scene over 100 times in my life.
Yeah.
Before every high school football game. And literally a couple weeks ago. It's still, without exaggeration, goosebumps. It's a Pavlovian response at this point. Much like Trevor when he sees Minnesota Twins things, apparently.
Hey, Trevor, I'm in mourning. Okay. And I did have the Joe Mauer poster fell down. So there was one more Minnesota Twins item up there.
That's sad. That's symbolic.
It's 100%. And Trevor, stop distracting me when I'm talking about football cliches. I'm trying to forget about baseball right now,
True. Yeah, they're going to be the reason. They're not going to get to 80 wins, Jake. I love your optimism. They're not going to get to 80.
I was so good on my bets. I was so good on my bets, and we're going to miss because of the Twins. I know. Zach, this is what I've deemed the impossible question, okay?
Okay, I'm excited for this one.
We'll see. Anatomically speaking, the earthworm would be the best football player. Why is that? The answer is not low man wins. I'll just say out loud, but it's helpful.
So the earthworm, anatomically speaking, would be the best football player.
Correct.
Okay. Can I answer? I don't get one guess. Can I throw something out, like talk through it if I'm right?
Talk through it.
Is it because he's a gritty guy? Gritty player? Or no?
I'll point you towards, as you talk through it, anatomically is the
thing. Okay, so an earthworm. So it stretches. It's wiggly. Do they have segments? I don't even know what's going on with an earthworm. Feel like I need to have some pre knowledge about earthworms here. Is it anything that I've mentioned so far?
No. I
Okay.
could set you up for it and you'd get it, but
right.
you don't want
Right. So earthworms, are they the ones that can like shed their regrow their tail and stuff, or no? Are they regenerative?
You're correct, but that's not what I'm thinking of. But Zach, I think I'm going to have to say that's a no for you, but I'll tee you up so that you'll get it here.
Okay.
If you were designing a football player in a lab, Zach, if he could have more of one body part than anything else, what should he have a lot of? That's right, Zach. It's the guy with the most heart.
They have a lot of hearts.
Earthworms have the most hearts of any creature. They have 5 hearts.
Okay.
It's impossible. I needed a 10th one for sake of numbers, and it's got a lot of heart.
That is fair. He does have a lot of heart. The most
you can't
heart.
Teach that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You can't. No, you can't teach that. Can't teach speed. A lot of things you can't teach, apparently.
That's what I've learned from Hard Knocks so far. Buffalo Joe, he's got a lot of heart.
Yes, he does, and not much else.
But he's an earthworm. Okay, Zach, 1 out of 6 you've gotten wrong, so you're 5-1.
Okay.
Or 6-1 because you've got 3 left. Okay.
Better.
Yeah, 100%. You're getting better just by speaking. And I do think you're going to ace these last 3. I think there's one that maybe is a little tricky, but I don't think it's this next one. I actually think you're going to like this one a lot. Okay.
Okay.
If the Ravens play the Eagles and the Eagles win 35-10, who beat the Ravens if you ask Coach Harbaugh?
That they beat themselves?
Yeah, 100%. They beat themselves. I'm
a little confused on the logic here.
Well, the logic is it's never the other team. It's never
I
the
agree.
Other team. Yeah.
I agree. You're right. It's a little critical thinking question. You're right.
This is one of those ACT questions. It's just asking if you understand universal laws. And one of those is that we always, if we lose, it's our fault.
Right. 2 teams play. One's the victor. Who did the other team get beat by? Themselves. Yeah. That's fair.
Okay.
True.
This one is the one I had the most.
Gotta give credit to the other team, though.
I tried to work that one in there of how do I say in a ACT question, but they played well out there. Got to give them credit,
Got to give them credit.
2 left. This is the one I had the most fun writing, but I do think you're going to get it right away. Okay. Zach, in this question, you are evaluating 3 quarterbacks. Each is balancing a food item next to their neck. Which would you draft? One is balancing an apple. One is balancing a Pringle. The last is balancing a cookie. Which would you draft and why?
Say that one more time.
You have 3 quarterbacks. You are evaluating them to draft. Each is balancing a food item next to their neck. Which one would you draft? One is balancing an apple. One is balancing a Pringle. The last is balancing a cookie. This is good. I'm glad this is a little tricky.
I feel like the answer is Pringle, but I don't know why.
Zach, sometimes you stumble to the right answer. I'm not going to knock you for getting it right on purpose.
Oh, because he's got a chip on his shoulder.
100%, Zach. He's got a chip on his shoulder, dude.
Okay, there we go. I'm like, I just inherently am gravitated towards that player, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But now I do know. If you zoom in closer, it looks like there is a Pringle upon his shoulder. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a Pringle on his shoulder. Exactly. By the way, Luke and Trevor, if you're still listening, I feel like these jokes are designed specifically for you. So I hope I'm getting big laughs for some of these.
Yeah, for sure.
Lastly, Zach.
Special type of person to really like this segment. I'm one of them.
You're one of them. You're the one I designed it for. Last question, okay?
Okay.
So dumb. All right, here we go. A running back in Dallas is facing Mexico. He runs the ball straight up the middle. What direction is he running?
North and south.
Yeah, 100%. No matter what way he's facing.
No, he's got to get north and south. That's the most important thing for him.
100%. No matter where you are, north and south.
No. We can't have we can't be wasting movements going side to side. You know,
No. You're facing Mexico, still north to
get
south.
the ball. First thing you got to do, get north and south, and go.
Gotta go.
Low
Zach,
man
you
wins.
went 9 for 10. Low man wins.
Mhm.
You dodged everyone except the earthworm one, which I knew was the trickiest.
I'm a little disappointed you couldn't keep your head on a swivel in there, but I don't know how you could make that question.
Keep your head on a swivel in one game at a time were the two that I had on the list that I just couldn't find. One game at a time was like every version I came up with was too easy. Like, how do you measure a season?
You also could have done a multiple answer question for the Ravens Eagles. So who beat the Ravens is the Ravens. Why did the Eagles win? Because they wanted it more.
Yes. Oh, I thought of a good one right now. Can I say this one out loud that I think I just thought of?
Sure.
An offensive lineman comes into your office with a bullet wound. He just got 3 holding penalties last weekend. Where did he shoot himself?
In the foot.
Yeah.
Honestly, he shot everybody on the team in the foot at that point.
Yeah, he shot us in the foot. That's so true.
Right. I thought at first I thought he would take a bullet for his quarterback, and that was the reason. But no.
Oh.
Self-imposed.
I also really tried games are won or lost in the trenches.
True. That is true. Doesn't matter where anybody else can do whatever they want. In the trenches is all that matters.
That would have been funny. One team scores 40 points, one team scores 30 points, but this team blocks better. Who wins?
Hey, yeah, that's quite the conundrum. Actually, I'm not sure.
That's right. Well, Zach, that's the game. That's the game, dude. That's the ACTs of football.
ACTs of football. I love that. That is very good.
We got to keep that logic with us.
I know. Honestly, quite a few logic questions there. I would like to know what everybody else got on that if you were playing along, and hopefully you were. And if not, I give you full permission to go back to the start of the video and then play along.
Yeah.
And then give us if you don't get 10 out of 10, that's on you at that point.
That's right.
But it is what it is. Okay, so season 11, Jake looks slim. He does. And Jake, I have a logic question for you.
All right.
That leads us into this other little talking point I have. What is, and you're a big wrestling fan. Randy, I know you're a big wrestling fan in the chat as well. What's the most deadly weapon in wrestling? Because there is an answer. It's not a chair. You can take 1,000,000 chair shots and you bounce right back up.
Sledgehammer? Is that what you're going for?
Not a sledgehammer. You can get up from a sledgehammer.
Nutshot?
Nutshot's good. Nutshot's good. That is one of the most powerful, but I'm thinking an actual weapon, not a move.
I don't know. What are you going for?
The championship belt, Jake.
Oh, dog.
You get hit with one of these suckers, and you're down for the count. You can't get up from that.
No.
You can get hit by anything, but if it's gold, you're done.
No.
And this, Jake, is the sponsor of our show, Trophy Smack. If you've never gone to Trophy Smack, if you've ever watched Shark Tank, you've seen Trophy Smack, because Trophy Smack got a deal with Mark Cuban on Shark Tank. This is how I start out every single pitch about Shark Tank. I don't know, or about Trophy Smack. I'm not sure if they want that or not, but I'm just saying that's the most impressive thing for me.
Yeah,
I love Shark Tank, but this is they're the most customizable fantasy sports or any really sports trophies, awards, etc. And if you use promo code Flurry, FLURRY, you can get a discount. You can get a free ring with the purchase of a belt, a trophy, whatever. Listen to this. That's metal.
That's good.
That is metal. We got the new Flurry Sports logo in the middle there. Pretty. Over here, we got the Let's Go Wisconsin logo. Gotta love that. If you're watching or listening, you got to make sure you watch this to see this belt. And then you got the other alternate Flurry logo here. This is a belt you could get yourself, or you can get a champ chain. You know those turnover chains in college football? You can get yourself one of those for your fantasy league. You can get a trophy. You can get a ring. You can get another thing. If you're not in a fantasy league, you just want to customize your room. They have extremely customizable wall art that's magnetized. You just put the magnet there and you can swap them out. That I love quite a bit. You can design them to look like Pokemon cards, sports cards, whatever you want to do. But Trophy Smack's got a lot of stuff. Everything is customizable. They got loser stuff too. I think they got like a loser unitard,
Onesie.
basically.
Yeah,
Onesie.
singlet. Oh,
It's
singlet
pretty
for wrestling. That's good.
true.
Drop
It's
the
pretty
shoulders.
sick. There's a lot of things you can get over there. So just go check them out. Let them know we sent you when you make your purchase by using the code Flurry, FLURRY, and then you're good to go. Jake, let's end talking a little bit about fantasy football. When you're gone, we talked about fantasy football.
Yes.
You, I assume, are going to be playing in some fantasy leagues, but you're completely out of the loop. And I think other people are probably out of the loop as well. So let's use this as a little key for them to help them out. So if you have any questions about who's good, who's bad, let me know. And another thing you could do, you could get the draft kit. I have a 32-page draft kit you can get. Scan the QR code here or go to buymeacoffee.com/Zach Bruner, ZACHBRUNNER. We got a $10 draft kit, 32 pages, or if you become a monthly member for $5, you get the draft kit for free. You get access to the data files, a group chat with me, and all kinds of stuff. I also forgot, if you're on YouTube here, you can see this. This is another thing Trophy Smack has, is a tramp stamp tattoo, which is very funny. Very funny. If you don't want to do a permanent one, just do a little temporary one.
I like their draft boards. That's
draft boards are super
right now. Yeah.
In-person drafts are so much better than online drafts. It's a completely different game.
So I've got an in-person draft coming up with the office. We did it last year, and we're running it back. We're 12 folks strong, and then I'm in the Dynasty League for you. So 2 for 2 there. So feeling pretty good about it. We feel good. Do you have a punishment in any of your leagues? That's like the big thing with our office draft. Loser sings karaoke.
That's fun. I don't think I have any punishments, but I do like the leagues that do that. I really like the ones where it's like you have to go to a Waffle House for 24 hours and then you have to do like different achievements or something while you're there to like reduce the time. Like there's one person that's like every pancake you eat or waffle you eat, you reduce it by like 10 minutes or something like that. So they're just trying to house pancakes and they get sick. Or I've seen that with a local bar. It's like if you do this certain shot, you get, reduce your time. They end up getting destroyed.
That's good. I've seen you have to wear a bikini to a bar. That's good. Yeah, I like it. The karaoke one's fun. We give folks the option, if you didn't want to sing karaoke, you got to buy a round. That's good. That works. Yeah, like
get something out of them.
100%. The bar likes that more. But otherwise, it's great because it's like maybe you're good at singing, but either way, get up there. We announce you lost.
Right. Yeah. That's the biggest part of it.
But no, it's fun. In-person drafts are good. Randy asked what's the longest draft I've ever been in. Did an in-person draft in high school the first year they did individual defensive players. Okay. So it was kind of Wild West, and we did it fully in person. Took a very long time. I think like 3 hours, because who was available was like what took the longest amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's different for me just because I've done slow drafts and then also done like charity slow drafts.
I mean, that's true. Our dynasty draft takes days.
Right. Yeah. I've done a couple weeks on one. So yeah. Which is tough. It's hard to stay connected to it. At a certain point, you're like, okay, let's just get this done with. Well, especially like no one's drafts usually start slow. So it's like dragging on in round 13 is pretty brutal. It's like, I don't even care which player I get. Let's just hurry this up. 100%. I have no idea which of these defensive players are good. Like, yeah, I'll give up my pick if we can end now. I took Rondé Barber. Quite the time. Rondé was good forever. So he might still be good this year. One of my favorite players. Honestly, yeah. And Tiki is the opposite. Screw Tiki. That's so good. Yeah. Rondé Barber and Derek Brooks. Like that Buccaneers team. Special Derek place. Brooks is great. Yes. 100%. So if you have any fantasy questions, if you really completely people in the audience continue to send them. Jake, if you got them. Otherwise, Luke mentioned Rampage Jackson's son's the deadliest weapon in wrestling, which is true. He didn't understand what was a work and what was not a work, and then that pissed him off, and then his chat pissed him off. and then he had some daddy issues, it sounded like. And that
It's
guy's face
crazy.
paid the punishment,
Yeah, and by the way, like now it's coming. Like it was bad anyway. I liked it. We had to like. Not only was it bad, but then it was like, did we mention that the guy who got beat up was a veteran who turned to wrestling to like cope with PTSD? Like it would have been bad anyway. We didn't need to give him a tragic backstory.
No. This is he served our country for this. Come on now. Can't do that.
This is a good one from Randy. Is Chase your number one pick?
If I was on the clock with the number one pick, it would be more difficult for me because I think Chase is the consensus. That's how I'm ranking him as well. If I was actually the one who chose to make that decision, I don't think I would go Chase. I think I would still go running back just because of how I like to draft. So I would probably draft Bijan or Saquon number one, but that's personally just me.
Well, listen, not to do the boring questions I'm sure you've had to answer 100 times, but sincerely, my question was going to be Saquon or Bijan.
I would go Bijan first, just because I think there's a greater risk of Saquon getting hurt after last season.
Super fair.
Yeah, and it's just chance. If he stays healthy, I think there's no doubt he's the better player. It's just if I'm putting a percentage of risk on both players, I think Saquon's the higher risk.
Yeah.
And Luke doesn't love his team that he's just drafted.
That's a tough feeling.
Have you ever done a draft and ended it not liking your team? I think I have one in my memory, but I'm almost always pretty good about it. There has been a couple. There has two of them, and they were recent. Where I come away like, okay, now I got to get to work because this is not it.
I mean, early on, I remember the literal moments where I'm like, oh, it's just a poorly constructed team. Like, when you're young enough that you make mistakes. Like, I remember one year I'm like, I took way too many. Like, I had no depth running backs. I think honestly, the most recent one, I did that when we first set up, when I first drafted into our dynasty league. I set myself up for failure because I was like, well, I'll be super depth heavy on receiver and I'll be light on running backs. And I should have done the opposite. Like every year there's receivers I could take. And so that otherwise, not initially, but I was one of the group. I can't even remember what year this was, but the year where Rodgers broke his collarbone, I lost like my top 3 picks, season enders. And so not initially, but it's like, I think that was the same year. It's like Antonio Brown, Rodgers, and maybe Alvin Kamara. Like that feels right. Like, I've had them on different teams, but like 3 just like, well, that's it. So not the exact same thing. Like I ended that draft and I'm like, this is pretty chalk. And then I was like, oh, my season's just over.
Right. That's true. That is, yeah. A lot of people, I'm sure, felt that way after Christian McCaffrey last year as well. I think I had a Jonathan Taylor situation as well. I think I drafted him first a couple years ago and he went down right away or something.
Yeah. Luke, I have a question. Great. This is Luke's draft that he doesn't love. Are you getting points for defense for Travis? Has he said that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you would have to set it up where you also have defensive players on your team. If not, I think by default it just doesn't count them.
Right. Yeah, 100%. So, because let's assume not.
Right. Then I don't. If I don't get defensive points for Trevor Hunter, I don't want Travis Hunter on my team.
Yeah. And I mean, you got Chase, obviously, and then that sets you up Snake, so you probably went. God, did he go Hill next?
He was talking. He went Chase, Cook, Hill, and he said I would hate it, and I do. Yeah. Turns out, at the end, I do.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah. Trying to think, what do you feel like is this is a fun question I don't think anyone's asked you. So I'll ask this because I'm sure you're doing a bunch of advice shows and other pieces. Is there a player that you can't explain why you're just not drafting this dude? You're like, this isn't professional, but it's like, I'm just not going to take him. Like, he's probably there, but he's okay. I have one as an example. Like CeeDee
Okay.
Lamb is going to be good. He's wearing a Cowboys jersey and he's too high up. Like if he
Yeah.
fell around, I would take him. But like
Sure.
where he's supposed to go, I totally get why someone would take him right away. And I'm like, it's not me. He's not my first round pick. There's no world.
Right. I guess I have a few of them in terms of do not draft. I think I can explain Tyreek Hill, but he is for sure on my do not draft. And then James Cook, who's on Luke's team, and we talked about when you were gone. Like, I don't think he gets any worse, but I don't have any reason why I want to take him. The one player that I have no real reason is Chase Brown, and it doesn't matter where he is. I don't think I would take him. If he's
That's
my
a fun
running back,
one.
if he's my running back 4, maybe I would do it. I don't see a scenario where that happens, but I don't think I'd trust him as a 3, and everyone's drafting him as a 2, so I don't really know.
That's funny. That's good.
Shout out to Tacky on Kick. Good to know we're live there. Hello.
Hey,
And
that's
also
good.
looks like you went with a couple languages just to make sure we could read it. I appreciate that.
That is good. I for similar reasons, and I mean, I guess this is one I could explain, but I'm gonna let someone else take Breece Hall.
Yeah,
But-
he's one for sure.
But again, more explainable than anything else. But
I get a super weird feeling about this entire Jets team. Like,
really fun. Yeah. Okay, let's end the show on this. Can you give me, because we're gonna do full NFL predictions next week. Okay.
right. Yep.
Give me one team that let's do excited to watches. Okay. And you're gonna give me 3.
Okay.
Give me a team you're excited to watch because they're going to be really good. Give me a team you're excited to watch because they're going to be really bad,
Okay.
but in an exciting way. And give me a team that you're excited to watch because you have no idea what the fuck they're going to do.
Okay. Excited to watch because they'll be really good. I mean, I think it's the Ravens. I think they're really, really like just a very good football team. And Lamar is also always must watch regardless. But
yeah,
that defense I think is going to be outstanding too.
Copy and paste. I mean, that was my answer. Like they're just going to be really good. They're always really fun to watch, well coached, close games. If I'll pick a different one to be fun, and I'll say the Bills.
Sure. They're going to be good. I just have no faith in the Bills.
No, but I'm excited to watch them. I'm like almost morbidly curious how they do at this point.
Bills fans hate Luke and I because we do the After Hard Knocks show, and they're too comfortable. They're too complacent. I absolutely hate everything I've seen on Hard Knocks so far. And then we got a nice little couple page write up from a Bills fan in the chat. So I'm looking forward. If you want to talk shit on us, join us tomorrow night after Hard Knocks. We'll be live right here as well.
I love that show. Yeah.
But the Ravens, going back to the Ravens, nobody is giving DeAndre Hopkins an ounce of respect. He's on this football team. We're acting like he's not good at football anymore. That's not true.
That's so funny. That is true. Yeah, that is what's happening. Okay, that's good. I kind of feel that way with the Bills where it's like, you correct me if I'm wrong, because I know, like, listen, I don't fully believe in this team. They're going to be good. Like, this is a very good football team. So it's like record-wise, settled in. Hard Knocks, I will say, has made me like their coach more. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's exciting that it's his last season with the Bills before he gets fired. That's cool.
He does have that to look forward to. They did improv. I love that.
I like that. That was one of the few things I've liked.
Okay. Give me a team. Let's do bad. So bad you're excited to watch.
So
I'll go first. I let you go first last time, and I have an easy one.
Okay.
Browns.
Yeah, I feel like that has to be it. But I'm not sure if they start bad. I guess I don't know.
That'll be fun. Oh, you take the Browns. I have a better answer. Lick those dubs, dude. Lick those dubs. The Giants.
I don't think they're bad.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Give me a mid-season Hard Knocks of them, dude. Redemption strikes.
Agreed. We need that quarterback room on full display.
I can't believe we're not getting this preseason on Hard Knocks with, what's happening there. So,
agreed.
They're good, but the Browns shit show, which actually should be the midseason Hard Knocks.
Agreed. There's more. Like, here's the thing with the Browns. Whatever you think of the Browns right now on August 25th, are they a shit show? Are they not a shit show? It doesn't matter because there's something else that will happen to them because it always does. And that's why they're going to be the worst team. And that's why they're going to be must watch for that reason. Someone else is going to do something. Yeah. Will Deshaun come back just to touch somebody? Will Quinshon Judkins hit somebody else? Isaiah Bond is there now for some reason. We find out, it's a lot worse than we thought. Or maybe it's not even scandalous. Maybe it's just something crazy happens. Like Josh Gordon. Like, it's not that scandalous that he was drinking and doing drugs, but he was. And then he got sober and was bad at football. That's interesting. Like, the Browns are always interesting and must watch. Johnny Manziel. That was fun.
That's good. Yeah.
Shedeur. Yeah. When will Shedeur start a game? Because he will.
Listen, one good preseason performance and we're all, how did that happen so fast? Everyone apologized.
Except for Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, who I love.
I love Dylan Gabriel.
He
shouldn't have walked back his comments. Shit on Shedeur. That's so funny.
It's really good. And then I think the most fun. A team you're excited because you have no idea what they're going to do. I started this game because that's the Jets for me. Like, what the fuck are you?
The Jets are a very good one. Like, but it has to be for me between the Jets and the Dolphins, maybe.
I was thinking Bengals.
Well, Bengals, I think I unfortunately know exactly what they are, which is what they have been.
Yeah.
How about the Raiders?
Raiders are Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll and Geno.
Good. But I just think they're going to be a little less than 500, but I'll really like them. Like, I just think that'll be the deal.
Probably, but like Amari Cooper just signed back there today. Like, they're building something. It's very interesting.
That is really fun. Yeah, they got to have that element to it. The one I was thinking of, but I just don't think this is the fun pick, is like, what the hell is happening in Tampa? Like, are you? But
it's been weirdly quiet.
Yeah, and like weirdly consistent. Like, we're just the best team in this division.
Right.
So.
Oh, I got another one. There's a few, I guess. There's a lot because the Falcons, no idea.
Oh, I have a great one. That division. I have a great one. And I don't think we can just call them bad. Okay. I cannot wait. Oh, not their division. Sorry, I got confused. But the South.
There's another one in that division, though.
I was going to say, maybe I was thinking the Panthers, but I'm thinking a different cat. Dude, Duval. What is about to happen in Jacksonville? Trevor Lawrence in a make-or-break season, new coach. Travis Hunter is not going to do anything anyone likes. We're going to
probably,
no matter what he does. It's going to be crazy.
It is going to be crazy. That's a team. Yeah, I have no idea.
No,
in my mind, I feel like Trevor Lawrence can't get better, but maybe he does. I guess I don't know. Travis Hunter, I don't think he can play 80% of the snaps on both offense and defense. But what if he does? And what if
isn't that interesting? Yeah, aren't they going to be like? And are they competitive in that division? Almost certainly.
Yeah. I don't think they'll be ruled out of it before a week 15 or 16.
Yeah. I mean, if they're out halfway through the season, everyone's gone.
Right. Yeah, I would assume. I don't think anyone runs away with that division unless the Texans really figured it out on their offensive line. But even still, I don't think that happened.
No, that would be it.
Because Colts are going to be another fun, bad team, probably.
Yeah, fun, bad team. And Titans should be a pretty traditional rebuild.
Probably. I think Titans are sneaky good.
Yeah.
It depends on Cam Ward, but I think they're sneaky good.
In a bad division, I think that's fair. There's a lot in that mix of like, I don't know for sure. I think the Patriots are another one. The Mike Vrabel effect of like, are you suddenly competitive? I just think they might be.
I think so too.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think the team we didn't mention because we have feelings on them because they're in the division is like, I've heard experts say Chicago.
Chicago could be great or horrendous.
I actually think they're going to be meh. I just fully think it's going to be, I think next year we're going to be like, is Caleb Williams good? Like, I think we're going to be like, oh, he's okay.
Probably. That would be the least satisfying answer, I think, if you have to ask Chicago fans what's happening. So that's probably true.
Yeah.
Vikings, it comes down to your enemy, JJ McCarthy.
Hey, or my new enemy, newly signed Carson Wentz.
That's true. That's so fun that Carson Wentz is there. Let Carson spin it. Who cares? Doesn't matter.
By the way, Jared Taylor, friend of the show, winner of Summer of Love, he texted me and goes, Wentz to the Vikings? JJ McCarthy done? And I was like,
yeah,
great.
I need him to start writing my headlines. That'd be great.
He's good, dude. He sends me clickbaits every once in a while. When the Twins one goes, he struck while the iron was out. He's like, tough day, but if you want, I think the Brewers would take Buxton or Lewis. And I was like, absolutely eat my ass. Just get out of here, dude.
They probably would, though. Never know.
I mean, they would. They 100% would. And they'd be good there. Hunter Henry secured. That's big for Luke.
Huge. Talk about someone who does not move the needle. I like him, but have you ever felt good the Hunter Henry was around?
Dude.
Never. Best piece of advice.
Let's go on this.
I'll go back to one of your old pieces of advice, Jake. Never trust a man with two first names.
Never. Or never trust a man with no first names. LaVisca Chenault.
Yeah, that difficult. Best piece of advice, Randy. I might do a video specifically about this, but that is to do not draft a kicker. Don't do it. You can pick one up before week 1. You want to draft a lottery ticket. Take a handcuff to a running back just in case they get hurt, and all of a sudden you have the RB1.
Yeah.
Who cares? So unless you get like Brandon Aubrey at a good discount where you get like a elite kicker where it's like, okay, fine. I like to have that roster spot every single week for the first half of the season where I can drop my kicker. And then I have a waiver pickup to either get the top waiver guy or make a run at him or pick up somebody to make sure my league mates don't get them and be a little bit of a dick and play the strategy there. That's my best piece of advice.
I think that's really good. I mean, I defer to Zach. I'll give an easy one that I think folks know, but in case you didn't know it, I'll give it, which is don't over-evaluate quarterbacks. I think that's a thing that can sink you if you're getting more into fantasy or different pieces is there's a small selection of elite quarterbacks who are worth taking a little earlier, and even they are not worth the elites at the other positions.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not rocket science on that. That's like literally probably most sites' number one thing, but
less so this year. I think.
Well, after last year, everyone's like, "Oh, Allen and Lamar and Burrow," and like, listen, those folks are good,
right.
But like, we've talked about running back, like one of those three versus one of the big three at running back off the board, or even like the wide receivers a pretty steep top too with Chase. Like, it's not worth that. That would be the big thing is like you have an option to take Chase one and you take like one of those QBs. I think that's a mistake, So a mistake a lot of people are going to take. Yeah.
A lot of people are taking Josh Allen in the second round. I can't imagine doing it.
You've told me this, and now I'm just repeating advice. I start looking at QBs in round 3. I just don't.
Yeah.
I shut it off in my brain. I let other folks freak out. And then first year I ever drafted, you gave me that advice, and I got Ben Roethlisberger in the 8th round. I was like, this is the best advice I've ever gotten.
Yeah, it's true. I'm sure they went crazy, too.
Sweet home. He was really good. It was like his weird resurgence year where he just like threw for 1,000,000 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, the killer bees. So next week and for the rest of the season, a lot of NFL talk. So this is one thing. Well, first off, first call to action to y'all, whether you're listening now or after the fact. If you want Jake and myself to make predictions on anything NFL related next week or rank anything NFL related, please let us know. Comment, write me a letter, send it to Hannah Bruner at Elkmount School District. Do whatever you got to do there. Just get me a carrier pigeon, the message, however you want to do it. 2, one thing I do want to do this year, and I think this is going to be a fun way to keep track of the season, Jake. I think every single week of the NFL season, you and myself are going to come up with 2 of the biggest stories of that week.
Oh, love it. Okay.
So then we'll keep track, and then there'll be a big article and or video or something like that at the end of the season, just to keep track. Like, can we believe this happened in week 1? So every single week, you and myself will agree on the 2 biggest stories according to us. Okay. It doesn't have to be according to everybody else's list. What I think we should do then, though, is come up with the 2 biggest of the off season or training camp. If we want to do both or together, we should have at least 2 going into week 1. I think
we do technically 4. I think we should do 2 for the off season and 2 for training camp then.
Okay. So I think we bring whatever, if you have a couple you have, then we'll talk through them, and then we got to agree on 2. If we can't agree, you got to pick one of yours and I'll pick one of mine. Whatever we got to do, maybe the chat participates and says what they think, but every week we're coming out with 2, and I'm sure there will be no contradictions the entire season. I'm sure we will keep on the straight. If one person's a bust week 1, I'm sure they will not research,
Famously, that's not how it works. I didn't believe the Broncos made the playoffs last year until they lost.
I still don't believe it. I refuse to. I mean, there is the season where the Bears were technically first place in the NFC North.
Yes. Well, as fun as it was, I literally almost got this trivia question wrong a week ago. Who lost to the Eagles in the NFC Championship game?
The Eagles? This year?
Yeah, previous year.
I honestly don't know.
It's the Commanders.
Oh, yeah, it was the Commanders.
That's insane. That's insane to me.
True. Have the Commanders peak too early?
Oh, I got to take a note on that. Possible headlines from the offseason.
I mean, that's my question, at least. Yeah, true. That too. We'll see if Jerry Jones sneaks his way into any of these headlines as well.
Oh, by the way, let's close on this. I shit you not. There are three documentaries on Netflix right now, sports documentaries, where they interview George Bush. What are we doing?
Really?
Yeah. He's in the Cowboys one. He opens it. In Texas, awesome. We love football, which I love because it's the same way he opens the Nolan Ryan documentary, but he says it about baseball.
Good. That's funny. That's really good.
He's in that one, and then I think he's briefly in the SEC one too.
Awesome.
I know he was in
in
3
Texas. We love college football.
Yeah, but I was like, Netflix, did you definitely got him in a room, and we're like, we've got a few for you.
Yeah, they paid an hour for him. we booked him for an hour. Just say these 3 things, we'll figure it out.
The Cowboys documentary started, and I was like, that doesn't sound like Jerry. George,
but it kind of sounds like
here?
Jerry.
Yeah, which, by the way, I mean, those 2 being best friends.
I didn't know that, but it checks out. It makes a lot of sense.
I don't know, but it feels like that's true.
Maybe. I have a feeling Jerry doesn't have many friends, but if George Bush is one of them, checks out.
W, by the way, of course. Rip.
Okay, W's in the chat for George Bush. Okay, so we will be back next week, live Monday nights, usually leading up to Monday Night Football. Obviously, next week we are predicting the NFL season, so come for your official predictions and spoilers, because we will predict them correctly.
That's right. In the meantime, please comment. Please let us know what you're excited about. And if you'd like to support the show, go to Trophy Smack. Use the promo code Flurry. Get yourself something nice, some hardware, so that you can defend yourself in case Rampage Jackson's son attacks you.
If it's a title fight, one hit with this baby, donezo.
Fuck yeah!